Good evening and welcome to the late edition and a warm welcome to our SABC Plus viewers. My name is Oliver Dixon. It's an absolute pleasure and privilege to be in your company this evening. We've got a jam-packed show coming up for you tonight. We're going to be starting off with a very tragic story and conversation. A 4-year-old girl who was raped in Eldorado Park has died. Her father, who is facing charges of murder and rape, appeared in court today alongside the mother of the child, who appeared in court as a result of her failure to report the abuse happening to the child. We're going to be speaking to Dr. Shahida Omar, who is with the Teddy Bear Clinic, about what could be done to protect vulnerable children preemptively from rape, abuse and molestation. We're going to be talking about Eskom's newly assigned environmental assessment approval by the Minister of Environmental Affairs, Fisheries and Forestries, Dr. Dion George, giving Eskom the green light to build a brand new nuclear power plant. However, many organizations such as Greenpeace and Earthlife are going against this, saying that there's no space in the South African energy mix right now for nuclear to be considered. We're going to be talking about that on the show this evening. A little bit later on, we're going to be talking to Advocate Paul Pretorius, Senior Counsel, about lifestyle audits and what those ought to result in, particularly considering the fact that many lifestyle audits seem to not result in anyone being fired, being moved around, or anyone being sanctioned. We're going to be asking the question, if a public representative fails a lifestyle audit, what ought to be done with that information? Advocate Paul Pretorius, you would recall, was one of the evidence leaders of the Zondo State Capture Commission of Inquiry. And then a little bit later on in the show, we're going to be bringing you an update around the Northern Cape Health Ombudsman report on 2 hospitals in the Northern Cape that had been found wanting. These 2 hospitals in particular had 2 psychiatric patients die under their care. We're going to be speaking to the Health Minister, Dr. Motsoaledi, who visited today in the Northern Cape, the MEC of Health, as well as the Premier of the province, following this damning report. All of that and more coming up on the show this evening. Let's take a look at your headlines.
When they visited the crime scene, they suspected that maybe there is something also in the house. And they searched the house, they found some clothes that was having the blood.
The Eldorado Park father, accused of assaulting his 4-year-old daughter, will now be charged with murder. This after the child died from her wounds in hospital today. The deceased parents appeared in the Protea Magistrates court. The father faces additional charges of attempted murder and rape. The woman was yesterday arrested in connection with the failure to report the abuse of her daughter.
It came precisely because there are problems. This is not a courtesy call. It's a call and a meeting to solve problems. That's why I'm involving the Premier himself.
Health Minister Dr. Motsoaledi was in the Northern Cape today to discuss the findings of the Health Ombudsman regarding the state of 2 healthcare facilities in the province. Motsoaledi held a close meeting with the Premier Zamani Saul, Health MEC Maruping Lekwene, and some senior health department officials.
It's really difficult to say with any confidence that we have seen remarkable improvement in terms of the management of SOEs and ensuring that that they're completely clean.
What we need is an independent anti-corruption entity which is not part of the executive branch of government.
Anti-corruption body says lifestyle audits of public officials and representatives must begin to bear fruit. The organizations, Corruption Watch and Accountability Now, say the unexplained wealth of some public officials and representatives needs to be explained. This, as the country is still coming to grips with a video recording allegedly showing the suspended CEO of the Independent Development Trust, Tebogo Malaka, and the company's spokesperson, Pasha Mokhalane, trying to bribe a journalist.
The court held that under Zambian law, and as a matter of public policy, a former president's personal wishes or the wishes of his family cannot outweigh the right of the state.
And the Gauteng High Court has ruled that Zambia's government can repatriate the body of former President Edgar Lungu and give him a state funeral despite family's opposition. Lungu's family had wanted to bury him privately in South Africa, where he died in June. The Zambian state has welcomed the ruling, saying that while it mourned with the former statesman's family, Lungu belongs to the nation.